Ooh. Okay. Hey everybody!
Hello, how's everybody doing this evening? Welcome. We're Will and Faith Scott. We get to the root health and wellness, but welcome to this episode of Healthy Habits, Healthy Life. This is where we come and we talk about how our actual habits, our choices become our habits, and our habits help us to create our lifestyle. So welcome, and it is Wednesday.
Yes,
I know last time it was on Friday, but it is Wednesday. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes.
We are so excited about this episode this evening. We're going to have a phenomenal time. So come on and chime in. You know, we thank you so much for joining us. We never take it for granted that you're joining us on this wonderful Wednesday evening. But tonight is very, very special because we have someone that's going to give you the bang for your buck, and your buck is zero, but it's a great bang anyway, though.
Yes.
I mean, I tell you, boy, this is the best episode that I can think of us having here at our Healthy Habits, Healthy Life, because I'm gonna tell you something real quick. Typically, when we go to the doctor, most of us or some of us have to pay a deductible.
Mm-hmm.
Right, to get our questions answered. If you call a lawyer, you have to pay a retainer fee or something before you do all of that. But tonight, all of that has been exempt, okay?
Yes.
And you can be able to get your questions answered, right, by a phenomenal person, man. But I'm gonna let Queen introduce this wonderful, wonderful person. I mean, she's near and dear to our hearts. But I'm gonna go on and turn it over to Queen and let her do her thing, okay? All right, go ahead, Queen.
All right. Well, welcome again to get to the root health and wellness tonight. Again, we have a very special guest. She is a medical doctor, and she just was so kind to take time out of her day to come and join us live and do an Ask the Doctor open forum.
Yes.
So we're going to be bringing Dr. Kim Sheuer in just a second, but let me read her bio to you just so you know she is a real deal doc.
The real deal.
So Dr. Kim is board certified in both family practice and lifestyle medicine.
Mm-hmm.
She is conversant in Spanish and American Sign Language. She is licensed to see patients in over 20 states.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
She practices telemedicine at Plant-Based Telehealth, started Doc's Lifestyle Medicine, and has facilitated the CHIP program. Dr. Kim lives and benefits from the lifestyle she recommends for her patients. Now, talk about practicing what you're preaching.
Amen.
Or what you're teaching.
Amen.
Okay?
Yes.
She loves to share what she's learned with all who wants to be healthier and happier.
Mm-hmm.
So
hold on a second before Queen bring her on board. Look,
okay.
She ain't get her license from Walmart, or she ain't get no Walmart license. She the real deal, y'all. So hey, come on, let's help us bring her on, babe. Come on.
All right. Let me get that. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Let's hide this. Hey, Dr. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. We're doing great.
Yes.
So we are so glad to have you with us tonight, Dr. Kim. Hold on, I'm trying to get my. There it is.
There we are.
Hold on. I'm going to get this technology. Slide on in, Will.
All right. I'm sliding in.
Yes. So I'm super excited because tonight is going to be more of a pass the mic.
Yes.
And you have agreed to answer any questions that our audience may have. And I'm trying to get this camera right here.
Oh, wow. This is nice.
You like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Queen's doing some new technology, y'all. So.
Yes. So, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful for you taking time out, Doc, to answer questions. We do have people chiming in. And tonight, y'all, we want to do something a little different. I am going to paste the link where if you feel comfortable, you can ask your questions down in the chat box, okay? If you feel comfortable with that. Or you can come live. I'm going to post a link where you can just click on that link and join in with Dr. Kim live to ask your questions.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
So Dr. Kim, we have a few people that's chiming in, and we're going to go ahead on and just say hi to everybody real quick if you don't mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we have, let's see, who do we have? Okay, we have Tiffany joining us.
Miss Tiffany.
All the way from Texas. Hey, Tiff.
Hey, Miss Tiff.
Yes, we have Miss Darlene joining us on YouTube. Hey, Darlene.
Hey,
how you doing?
Darlene. Thank you for joining us.
Great. We got Misty Blue. Y'all be
Misty Blue.
Write down your questions because the doc
Misty
is here. The doc is here. Okay. And if you feel comfortable, I want you to click on the link that's in the dialogue and join in with Dr. Kim Live. So, Dr. Kim, we're going to go ahead on and give you the floor. Okay. And we're going to start some of the questions. Okay.
Sounds good. All
So
right.
Can you see that, Dr. Kim?
I can. So the least toxic medication for restless legs on gabapentin currently. Well, the least toxic medication for restless legs is no medication. It's doing lifestyle changes like exercising and stretching, maybe some magnesium at night, warm baths before bed, things like that, and making sure you're not on any drugs that will cause the restless leg. So that's a tough one. I mean, every drug has its side effects. I would highly suggest, it's hard to, so you said I could answer any question, which I can, but it's hard when I don't have, when I don't have all your background and your medical history. So least toxic, boy, oh boy. I would try some acupuncture. I would do all the things I told you about. No alcohol, no caffeine. Caffeine can be a problem. No nicotine. Those are major things that I would consider. Now for restless legs, there's lots of meds, but all of them have their own issues. So if the gabapentin's working and you're not having side effects from it, I might start there. I wouldn't mess that up. But yeah, try all the other stuff too, including acupuncture. See if that might help. I hope that answers that. Let's look at some other questions. ¿Cómo estás? I've fallen off, Misty Blue's fallen off the track for 3 weeks now. How do I get back onto nutritarian eating? I get it. Oh my gosh. We all can fall off, and the thing about falling off is getting right back on the horse again, getting right back on the healthy eating as soon as you can, because it makes it easier to get back on it. So the first thing is, remember why you started in the first place. Why did you start doing nutritarian eating in the first place? Because that's still important, and put that everywhere. Your why is so important. Put it on your bathroom mirror, put it on the refrigerator, put it everywhere. Then how you felt when you were on it. Did you feel better? Were you feeling lighter and happier and healthier? Go back to that feeling every day. There's a couple of other things, there's two different kinds of people. There's the all in or the go slow. So if you've fallen off, number one is, if you can do it, just go straight back to it. What I used to do, because I'm an all-in kind of person, is when I fell off, and when I still do a little bit, but I don't have to do it as much anymore, is I start myself a food, exercise, and mood diary. So I had this little booklet, and I wrote really little, every bit of food I ate that day, and every bit of exercise and how I was feeling. And I did that for a month solid. And I hated doing it, but it helped me stick on track, and it helped me have some accountability. The other way is get accountability with a friend or a family member or these guys. And I'm so glad you're here, because that'll help you get back on. Surround yourself with the good movies and the good books. So reread some of the books, like How Not to Die, any of Dr. Furman's information on Eat to Live, things like that. Watch those movies, What the Health, Forks Over Knives. Rewatch the ones that really motivated you before. And that's how I get back on, because it makes such a difference. You feel so much better when you're on it. So get back on starting now, not even tomorrow. Start now. Clean out the junk from your house. Get the temptations away. There's also a new app that I've seen by Dr. Judd Brewer called Eat Right Now. So Eat Correctly Now. And that one's helped too, because it has ways to get you back, or go back onto the 21 Vegan Kickstart by PCRM. That's a free app on your phone. Get on that again and see if that helps. I hope that helps answer. It's hard to do this when you don't get feedback. But hey, Tiffany, hey, Dr. Kim, can you share the connection effects of eating high glycemic foods and fat in the body? Sure. So glycemic foods are, when you eat, it's how fast it's absorbed and used in your body. And so if you eat, there's a great book called Fast Food Genocide by Dr. Furman, Joel Furman again. And he's not talking about fast foods like McDonald's and things like that. Yeah, we all know that those aren't the healthiest, but there's also fast foods that it gets absorbed quickly, cause an insulin spike, and increase inflammation, increase obesity. They get into your fat. When you get the insulin spike, all the sugars go into your cells really quickly. It changes what happens in your liver, in your muscles. It increases, so it just gets stored like triglycerides and things, and it's not a good way to eat. So eating low glycemic foods get absorbed much slower, and they don't cause as much of a spike in your insulin spike or sugar spike. So, and there's lots of things online about low glycemic foods and high glycemic foods. But so you want to eat whole foods as much as you can. So a whole apple versus applesauce versus apple juice. The apple itself has a better glycemic effect than the apple juice, because the apple juice gets drunk, absorbed quick, and it's a much higher glycemic load. So, and it causes, it's not as healthy for you. Whereas the apple itself has the fiber, the water, all of that connected, and is absorbed slower. So I hope that answers your question. Just go for the whole foods as much as possible. There's lots of lists out there about low glycemic foods. And if you are diabetic, that can become an issue. For most people, it doesn't so much. But if you have some issues with diabetes and sugar, you can look at those and then make those the major part of your foods. All right. Okay, Darlene. Vegan since November 1st, vegetarian before that time. What are the best foods and supplements to lower blood pressure, as well as limiting sodium? Trying and mostly succeeding in getting rid of processed foods, white flour, and sugar. Okay. So blood pressure, really good question. Yes, limit your sodium. So get rid of processed foods. I mean, in blood pressure case, you don't want the white flour because, again, that's a high glycemic load, and that'll cause the spikes. And also it'll affect the endothelial lining of the vessels. So the endothelial lining of the vessels is a layer of cells that that use nitric oxide and put it out to cause vasodilation, okay? So vasodilation in your peripheral, in your arms, legs, and your body decreases your blood pressure. So you want to go, first of all, congratulations on going vegetarian and then vegan. I'm really proud of you, but we need to go healthy vegan. So no sodas, no Oreos, no processed foods, things like that. Because those damage the endothelial lining. And when you damage the endothelial lining, you clamp down and your blood pressure goes up. When you have healthy foods that promote nitric oxide, which are like beets, any kind of green leafy vegetables, that opens up your vessels and decreases your blood pressure. So getting rid of the salt is important, very important. Never, ever, never, if you're going to have anything packaged, have a package that says more sodium in milligrams than calories, then it's too much. So you got to be careful on that. And then avoid the packaging completely and have the high nitric oxide foods like the beets every day, or and and green leafy vegetables. And you can steam the green leafy vegetables and have them multiple times a day. I have my green leafy vegetables now. Basically, even in breakfast, I have my oats. I have my oat groats. I put spinach on it or kale or whatever, and then I put my berries and cinnamon and flax seeds and things like that. And that way I get more of the green leafies all day long. So that dilating effect happens all day. Grains actually can help you. So eating whole grains, so that kind of food will help your blood pressure go down. Green leafies, that exercise is important to help decrease your blood pressure. Okay, so the more you exercise, the better your vessels are and the better your blood pressure is. Losing weight, so your body, your heart doesn't have to pump against really too much extra, weight on you. It has to pump against less, makes a difference too. So those are things that will help. And oils, get rid of the oils, because oils damage the endothelial lining and cause you to clamp down. There's studies that show that somebody who has a high oil meal, within an hour, their vessels clamp down and their blood pressure goes up. So that's why you want to get rid of the processed foods too. I hope that answers that. Anybody else? Oh, I can't hear you now. Yikes. What just happened? I can't hear you. I'm going to call you. Let me call you and see if I can, but I don't know if can anybody else hear?
Hi, Dr. Kim. I can hear you.
Okay, good. I can hear you.
Hi. I have a question about fibroids and soy and any other foods I might need to avoid with fibroids. I'm trying to heal and eliminate fibroids from my body, and I'm concerned about soy, and I'm not sure about any other phytoestrogens I should avoid.
Okay, I don't think you should be avoiding phytoestrogens. Let me explain why. So estrogens, yes, they will increase your fibroids, but actually phytoestrogens will actually decrease your fibroids. They should, because the estrogen receptors in your cells are both alpha and beta. And so the estrogen hooks onto the alpha, but and that causes the fibroids and the growth. The soy and the phytoestrogens actually hooks on the beta, blocks the alpha. So the estrogen can't attach and you don't grow bigger fibroids. So have soy. It's so interesting because if you look at the people in Japan, the women in Japan, they don't have fibroids.
That's true.
And they eat soy all the time. Now they come to America, they eat American diet, stop eating their soy, they get fibroids, they get breast cancer, they get all the symptoms that we don't have.
That's true.
I've done a lot of research. There's a great book called Breast, the Owner's Manual by Dr. Christy Funk.
Okay.
She talks about that. There's also another one called Your Body in Balance by Dr.
Bernard.
Neil. Yeah.
Dr. Bernard, okay.
Yeah. Have your soy, have it every day. There's a soybean called Laura soybeans, which they're non-GMO, they're very clean. I get them off the internet, off of Amazon, and then I'll cook them in my Instapot. And you can have a half a cup a day, and it will not only help your fibroids, but it'll help probably take down your cholesterol, and it will help you prevent you from getting breast cancer. And so it's a great thing. And it helps guys for prostate cancer. So it helps protect them from prostate cancer, which is kind of interesting.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you answering our questions tonight.
You're welcome. It's a great question.
Thank you.
Ooh, I like that. I like being able to talk to people.
I know.
Okay, now I can.
You can hear us.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's nothing like, that face-to-face connection and dialoguing. Yes. So we have a few more questions in the chat box, Dr. Kim.
Okay.
And we're going to give you the floor. All right. Let's see. What was this?
Okay, Raynauds. Oh yeah. Oof, that's a tough one. How do you help sporadic tingling and numbing of the fingers? So for people who don't know, Raynauds is a vascular disease where a lot of women get it, and it clamps down the vessels to your fingers so that and your toes, especially in cold and wet, so they get really, really tight, and you can get really white or really blue on your fingers, and it's not comfortable. It's definitely not comfortable. I actually used to have it a lot before, and I don't have it anymore since I've been plant-based. But a couple of things with Raynauds is, and I want to make sure, but is you want to not smoke, okay? That's really, 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 really important, okay? And then you want to find out if there's anything that's causing the Raynauds, for sure, okay? There are things like aspirin can help, which kind of loosens the blood, so it opens it up to, so you have better blood flow. If there's other things like pain meds and things like that. There's calcium channel blockers that can help. Some studies show that vitamin D helps, that improving your omega-3s help, ginkgo biloba, sometimes acupuncture and biofeedback, sometimes evening primrose. But, those are questionable studies. The vitamin D, I certainly would check your level and make sure. And the most important thing is keep yourself warm and dry. It's a tough one. Raynauds is tough, but I hope that helps. Love the stuffed animal in the background. Yay, he's so good. My furry friend, he's been around, gosh, I don't even know how long, but got me through some tough breakups. Let me put it that way. So it makes me happy, and that's good.
Yeah.
So hard strength workout or long run. What recommendations for electrolytes? I've been on Noon and Jude for long runs, and I do sweat a lot. Okay. For electrolytes. Okay. Very good question. You definitely need electrolytes in there. Noon has been pretty good. There's some research out there that, people talk about coconut water because it has some good electrolytes, but really water. Water is a big, big thing. But if you're losing some salts, that's a good thing. And then I always bring on long runs and things like my own homemade gorp, which is some dates or, just some dried fruits with some non-salted nuts. But I think Noon is better than anything else. I'm trying to remember. Oh, there was something. I can't remember. I might have to get back to you on that, Karen. But there's a good book by Brendan Brazier, I think it is, called The Thrive Diet. And he's got a lot of good stuff on long runs. And so there's some other guys out there that have a lot of information. But I think the Noon is pretty good, to be honest. But you know what? In terms of sweating a lot, your kidneys will tend to, they'll adjust. Now, you don't want to go to the point of, not resupplying your electrolytes, but I would do some Noon and a lot of water and then some other stuff. Hope that helps. How do I reset my circadian rhythm? Belinda, that is an awesome question. That is awesome. Okay. The question is, are you doing night shifts and things like that? That's a little tough. There's ways to do it. The best thing I can tell you is go to Huberman Labs on YouTube, or Huberman Labs. Mark Huberman has amazing lectures on that. and on how to reset the circadian rhythm. There's definitely, you know, the good stuff of keeping your room dark, so night shades, cold, cooler, getting rid of everything that's in your head before you go to sleep. So over an hour before you go to sleep, write a worry diary and put all the stuff in your diary so it's out of your head so you can go to sleep. There's Reverie.com has some good meditation tapes. You want to go to the bed basically the same time every night and then wake up the same time every morning, and you can back it down a little bit. So if you're used to going back to bed at midnight, you know, go to bed at 11:45 night. Do that for a couple of days, then 11:30, then a couple of days, then 11:15, then 11. But Huberman has some great ideas on that, and Reverie.com has it. And then there are there's some online or in person, but online CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy treatments. And there's been plenty of proof that cognitive behavioral therapy works. For the night shift people, that's all messed up. That's hard, and that's where melatonin can come in, like 3 milligrams at night before you go to bed. There's also magnesium threonate that works, but you can find out all that information on Huberman Lab. Mark Huberman, just go onto YouTube and go Mark Huberman sleep or sleep lecture, and he's got some awesome lectures on that. And then cognitive behavioral therapy will help you reset. Getting up, morning sun is really important. Not exercising too close to bed, eating smaller meals and way before bedtime help. So you want to make your last, say you want to go to bed at 10, you want to be in bed at 10, or you want to be asleep at 10, eat like 6 at the latest and a small light meal, and that ought to help. Make sure there's no electronics before bed for a couple hours even. So no computer, no phone, things like that. Read a boring book. Read a physics book or something like that before bed. And if you are in bed and you can't, and then deep progressive relaxation. So breathing techniques like breathe in for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. Do that a couple times, or some meditation tapes, but also progressive relaxation techniques, deep progressive relaxation. So you want to take your toes and scrunch them up as hard as you can, then relax. Take your ankles, scrunch them up as hard as you can, relax. Do that with your calves, your quads, up your thighs. Do it with every single body muscle in your body. And that's been helpful too, to get you to sleep. It's hard though. So get some help with a specialist and either see a doctor for that, because we work on for people who are not shift and find out why they're not sleeping and how to get their circadian rhythm back. But Huberman's great information and it's free. Who is my most successful patient to overcome illness with plant-based? Oh my gosh, Darlene, I can't even tell you how many patients, including myself, including my boyfriend, my significant other. He lost over 60 pounds off of 5 meds, only because he wanted to date me, and I told him he had to eat the way I did. But getting people, I had somebody come in and she had diabetes. She had been in the hospital for 10 days a couple months earlier for diabetic ketoacidosis. She was on high doses of insulin, couldn't get off of it. It kept going up and up and up, and didn't know that she could get off of it. And in 1 hour session, luckily I had only a half an hour scheduled with her for the first visit. And then my next patient canceled, so I ended up with her for an hour. We talked about what really caused diabetes and how to get on plant-based. And she didn't believe me. She said, this is bunk. And I said, look, do it for me. Read Dr. Greger's How Not to Die book and the chapter on diabetes. Read Mastering Diabetes by Cyrus Kambata and Robbie Barbero. and do this. But if you do this, we're going to need to get you off your insulin real quick. 10 days later, she was off of high dose insulin. She lost a huge amount of weight. She said, I don't believe it. I still don't believe it. I don't understand it, but it's working. She felt so much better. She was so much clearer. So that's one. Plenty of diabetics who do that. People who've lost weight. I've had cholesterol plummet. I've had blood pressure go. One person I know, she was seeing me for some heart issues. Her husband decided to support her going plant-based, and he sent me his blood pressure that went like that went straight down. And he was like, I don't understand this. My doctor was going to put me on blood pressure medicines and now says my blood pressure is normal. So, you know, I just love getting people off medicines or preventing them getting on. So it's daily, there's success. I had somebody today who it's changed her life, you know, and only in a couple of weeks, and she feels great. Now, some people take longer, and it depends on how quick you go on, how complete you go on, and how long you've been sick. But I've seen people reverse cancers. I've seen people reverse autoimmune disease and get off of chemotherapeutic drugs and drugs that hurt their kidneys and their heart and lungs, and clear that. There's so many people that I know who get better. It is so worth trying. And I would, if you have medical illness, do it with a doctor who knows plant-based medicine and who knows plant-based nutrition, because a lot of doctors, I've had people who came to me, dropped their cholesterol completely, went back to their doctor goes, oh, that must have been an error the first time. Despite the fact that they've lost, 30 pounds, that all their lives, their cholesterol have been high and going up, and now they're in the normal range. And they think it's a lab error from the time before. It's, and it's great to see that.
Dr. Kim, we have one more question in the chat box, and then we're going to bring it to a close. Do you have time for one more question? Awesome. Okay, let's bring them on in. Let's see. Brand.
How do you know if you have sciatica, a pinched nerve, or arthritis in your hip? I have had mild low back pain, upper butt pain that includes my hip. Sometimes in bed, I wake up in front of my thigh is asleep. When I change positions, something. So, Brad, to find out if you have arthritis in the hip, you need imaging. And so that's either an X-ray or MRI. And the MRI, the X-ray will show bone, it may show bone deteriorated or a shortening of the space between the bones. And that may tell you that there might be some pinching, but the MRI will tell you both. You can look, sciatica can be from the back or from from kind of the hip area. There's another thing. A physical therapist can help try and figure out what helps. So when I change positions, it comes back. That's there's something pushing on it, that means. And that's, so imaging would be the best way, Brad. Again, having an anti-inflammatory diet is important, because no matter what, taking down weight is important. That will help. And then there's a difference between arthritis and arthrosis, but that's another story that we can talk about another time. But yeah, imaging is the way. And also they can do nerve conduction studies, but start with that imaging.
Okay, great. Let me see. And I know you couldn't see the end of his question, but he was wondering if you had any recommended exercises for the pain or any stretches of some sort.
That I would definitely see a physical therapist for, because without me being there, it's hard for me to say what you can and can't do. And you want to make sure you do it right so you don't hurt yourself.
That's right. That's right. Well, this has been
fun
and educating,
extremely
Dr. Kim.
Successful.
I had a few questions, but I think I'll save it for the next time, because I really value your time and respect your time. We're going over like 30 minutes or so. But tell me this, if someone does not go to the doctor often, how often do you recommend that they go to the doctor, and what should they check for?
Okay. So that is a hard one to answer because it depends on your age, your family history, your own personal history, your lifestyle, etc. So the healthier you are with your lifestyle, the less often hopefully you have to go. At least go once, see a doctor, get the information that you need. There are some tests that are important at different ages.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's recommendations, but then there's things that are absolute. So that one's a hard one so get to see a good doctor once, go through their whole family history, your whole medical history, your whole personal history, and then they can tell you how much to follow up.
So my next question is this: would you be able to do that through plant-based telehealth?
Well, I can do a lot of it through plant-based telehealth. I can do the history and go through that. I can't put my hands on you.
Right.
I can't do a pap smear. I can't sew up people's, cuts or anything like that. But I can tell you if I think you need to do that, and I can order certain things. Like if you are of a certain age or a certain risk factors, I can order some tests or tell you where to get them done. So yes, we can do that. And I'm in about 22 states, but we have other docs at Plant-Based Telehealth. We all live the lifestyle we suggest, and we cover almost every state. We used to cover all 50, but we had a little shift in docs. We're trying to get back to the whole 50 states plus DC. Right. But check out plantbasedtelehealth.com, and you can put in what state you're from, put in whether you're Medicare or not, and you can see who's available. Look at all of our bios and see who you fit with and who fits with you, because we've got men, we've got women, we got everybody up there. So we'd love to see people.
See. So
Belinda asking about Mark's last name for Huberman, Huberman. So it's Huberman. Just look up Huberman and sleep. You'll be able to see that. Okay.
Dr. Kim.
Wow.
We appreciate you.
Yes.
And again, you all can see I put all the states. I think I have them all because it's over 20. All the states that Dr. Kim is licensed in. It's just a click away, right? She took time on her day to come and share insight and information. Let's go ahead on to Plant-Based Telehealth. There's a website up there, .com/Dr. Kim Sheuer. And you said I have your name spelled wrong.
Well, it wasn't on this. It's on the picture of the question and answer one today.
Okay, so it's only one E.
It's Scheuer. I think you forgot the C on the.
Okay. Well, charge it to my head and not to my heart. Okay.
I need to find a Smith to marry.
Well, we appreciate you, Dr. Kim, for joining us, taking time out. Hopefully you can come join us next month, the first Wednesday of next month. And we'll decide on what topic, we can diverse on. But thank you again, everybody. And I'm going to just put your information up one more time, if you don't mind, for those that are looking for a plant-based doctor. I'm gonna get out the way. So we're gonna try this. Again, Dr. Kim, what questions too?
I was going to say, maybe we could write down those questions that are still there for next time.
Most definitely. We can do that. And yes, we can definitely do that, Dr. Kim. So on that note, y'all know what I say, time is money. And we've been up here about 40 minutes, and this was a good time, and it was free money.
It was great.
So we're going to say good night to Dr. Kim. And for those of you who are still here, go ahead on, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's connect. We can get healthy and fit together, right?
Yes. We got more coming for you.
More coming, because it's all about healthy living.
That's what it is.
All right. So always remember, our health is our wealth.
That's right.
So let's get to the root of obtaining and sustaining it.
That's right.
Not only by eating more plants.
That's right.
But we're going to move our bodies. Right. We're going to stress less and love more. So until next time, you all take care and continue to make those healthy choices to create that healthy habit, to develop the healthy lifestyle that you are worthy
richly.
All right. Take